When you're not defending Jeffrey Epstein, you're defending
I've dedicated
Israel.
stop telling the truth about you if you stop lying about me.
You both said a lot about each other.
Is he quoting Kendrick Lamar? Another part of this Max Blumenthal, Piers Morgan debate. This clip is absolutely off the rails. Max Blumenthal is just going to absolutely cook this entire panel. At one point, it's like 3 versus 1, and then he goes back and forth with Alan Dershowitz, and just like the way he keeps triggering Dershowitz over and over and over again. I mean, you know, we talk about like destroyed, like so-and-so destroyed, annihilated. This is actually like utter destruction in this video. So let me know what you guys think. I'll have a few comments throughout, but I really am just going to try to let the conversation play out because Max Blumenthal really does it all. So drop a like, subscribe, and here we go.
Max Blumenthal, Tony Blair, I mean, a very divisive figure, obviously, but a 3-time Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, enormous experience in the region. Obviously, Iraq, a massive black mark over his reputation there. But is it a mad idea that somebody like Blair, who has a lot of contacts on all sides of this, runs a non-profit organization? Is it a mad idea that in the short term, he try and oversee things so that there can be a peaceful transition to a life beyond Hamas for the Palestinians that leads to ultimately, hopefully, a 2-state solution?
So the short answer is yes. It's absolutely insane. Someone that was a proponent of something like the Iraq War, and you're getting put in a position of authority, you know, to somehow transition the Israel-Palestine conflict, you know, from the disaster it is to some, you know, post-disaster like utopia era, that you're going to put one of the architects of the Iraq War, you know, in charge of that. Sounds pretty crazy to me.
Well, just real quickly on the last point, I mean, the Trump administration was told in advance of the Israeli attack on Qatar. They didn't do anything to stop it. Just as they
apparently they were told once the attack was in play, and that did not give them any time to try and prevent anything.
It shows the level of disrespect and power dynamics that Israel and Netanyahu can treat Trump like their own personal cuck. And then transcripts from the Israeli military command show that.
And where is Benjamin Netanyahu today? Is
the Israeli military. Let me just say that Netanyahu is going to be able to drag the U.S. back into another war with Iran, just as he did before, knowing that he couldn't go in and finish a war that he started without the Trump administration going along and basically letting him escape. And most Americans don't want this. Charlie Kirk personally lobbied against this inside the White House.
Israel started the war with Iran?
American soldiers to fight and die for a crazy little apartheid state. But you have this dynamic where Miriam Adelson has contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump, paying for his campaign. This is an Israeli asset. And now, and this goes to the Tony Blair question that Piers asked, Larry Ellison has contributed something like $300 million to the Tony Blair Institute. And they're going to use that to collect the data of people in Gaza who will be put in, as the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation said in its internal documents, biometric concentration camps after they're ethnically cleansed from the north. And all of these tech companies, I don't know, Katie, if Elon will be involved in this, but they will come in and reap massive contracts from this Holocaust, and Tony Blair will be shepherding in those contracts as he did in the occupied West Bank as a so-called peace negotiator. This is Tony Blair's real role. And what else Larry Ellison doing in the United States? He's buying Paramount to do a propaganda film, to do propaganda films for Israel. His son is buying CBS, and they'll put Barry Weiss as editor-in-chief. This is the takeover that Netanyahu outlined in the meeting with Deborah Leah and these other influencers that they're seeking to buy and control because they've lost the propaganda war. So it is an 8-front war, and Donald Trump is under, as Tucker Carlson's sources said, Netanyahu's thumb. This is the worst foreign meddling that we have ever witnessed. I agree with Alan that Russiagate was a hoax. This is the real foreign meddling scandal. It's Israelgate.
Your response to that and to the Tony Blair report?
Well, I like the idea of Tony Blair. He's not perfect, but he has a lot of credibility. He did a great job in Northern Ireland, and I think he may be the least worst solution. But I cannot avoid commenting about Max. I mean, basically, what he has said about, Jews controlling this sounds like it could have been part of the protocols of the elders.
I didn't say Jews.
He talks about Ellison. Ellison is not Israeli. He's a Jew.
No, I said Zionists.
He talks about
Israel first,
Miriam
like
Adelson, who's an American Yeah, I'm not
Israel
Israel
firster.
first.
Look at the fucking level that these slop fucking mongers have to stoop to. Like they can't just take his arguments at face value. It's like they immediately have to transition to lies and slander and like anti-Semitism and all the same song and dance over and over and over again. Like, when are we going to get like a serious, I guess we can't get a serious argument from these people because when you're wrong, morally, ethically, constitutionally, academically, philosophically, whatever, go down the list of ways that these people are wrong. When you have absolutely nothing to stand on, all you have is lies and exaggerations and ad hominem attacks and all of this nonsense. So I guess it's not surprising.
I'm an American firster.
You've dedicated your career to defending Israel.
Believes
when you're not defending
democracy.
Jeffrey Epstein, you're defending
I've dedicated
Israel.
my career. Dedicated my career to defending Bill Clinton,
and to defending wife
Ted
killers,
Kennedy,
but also to defending Jeffrey Epstein and Israel.
Defending
the ultimate wife killer.
You want to talk about who I defend? Then talk about John Adams, who defended the killers of people and at the beginning of the American Revolution. Let's get to the merits of this thing. The idea is that America
you
is
advised Jeffrey
an independent
Epstein.
country. Donald Trump is an independent. That I what? What did you say?
You were according to new
Jeffrey
emails
Epstein?
that have been. According to new emails that were reported by Bloomberg on the 26th of this month, you advised Jeffrey Epstein and wrote You advised.
I was
Jeffrey
his lawyer.
Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is a good person who does
I was
many
his
good things.
lawyer.
I
was his lawyer after he was indicted.
So did you write
I was his
that Jeffrey
lawyer
Epstein is a good person who does many good things? Because you say you don't remember doing that. That just came out in an email. And you impugned his victims, calling the girls self-described prostitutes. So when you weren't defending Jeffrey Epstein, you're defending an apartheid state.
As a criminal, I am not defending the apartheid state. Israel is the most integrated, least apartheid state of any country in the Middle East.
Right,
in
and
Jordan,
that's why it's annexing the West Bank.
If you're Jewish. In Saudi Arabia, let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Look.
Piers, if Max is going to interrupt this whole time.
These people have absolutely no shame. I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm going to jump into
Max.
Yeah, well, look, I think it's helpful if we don't all talk over each other.
There's no country in the world that is less apartheid than Israel. It has black ministers. It has Arab justices of the Supreme Court. Every Middle East country prohibits Jews from living there, buying property. In Israel, Arabs are absolutely equal. Israel is not guilty of apartheid. Is not guilty of genocide. Max is essentially a Holocaust denier because when he talks about things like the final solution,
you're a Holocaust supporter,
and genocide, what he's saying is that these things didn't happen in Nazi Germany. The idea of Jewish children being walked into the gas chambers,
they did happen in Nazi Germany, and they're happening again
that's a Holocaust,
for a new ethno-supremacist
but that
state.
isn't happening in
New
Israel.
ethno-supremacist state you support is carrying out a Holocaust in broad
let
daylight.
Me finish, please. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting.
Well, you called me a Holocaust denier.
Self-defense, you are. When you call self-defense Holocaust,
you're a Holocaust supporter.
When you confuse trying to kill terrorists with genocide, you are a Holocaust minimizer and a Holocaust denier. So let's be very clear about that. What Israel's doing is what the United States
I got to say, Alan, I think that
how does that make any sense?
I don't think that is anything that Max has said. So I think it's a wrong thing to say.
What he said
Can I
is
respond in 5 seconds?
The Holocaust by comparing
Benjamin Netanyahu is a
to
Holocaust minimizer. Benjamin Netanyahu, your friend, blamed the Holocaust on Palestinians. Benjamin Netanyahu literally blamed the Holocaust of Jews in Europe on Palestinians.
Let's not all talk over each other.
You have to talk about
Don't all talk over each other.
You have to talk about who I support.
Okay, let's not talk over each other.
The idea that you
Let me bring in the other
argue the
panelists,
merits.
please. There are 5 people on the panel. Let me bring in some of the others.
If everyone keeps insulting me, I'm going to respond.
All right, let me bring in Deborah.
Yeah, I'm like sweating. He's destroying them. Holy shit. This is unbelievable. This Max Blumenthal knows his stuff.
Let me bring in Deborah. I want to talk about James Comey.
I will stop telling the truth about you if you stop lying about me.
You both said a lot about each other.
Is he quoting Kendrick Lamar? Don't tell lie about me, and I'm going to tell truth about you. Come on, bro.
Okay,
Jeffrey Epstein advisor.
Let me ask. Yeah, well, you know what? He was representing him. most lawyers advise their clients.
Well, we've learned new things about Alan.
You may not like it, but they do. I find
it's
the least effective stick with which to beat Alan Dershowitz, honestly. I hear it time and again. And to me, people just throw that out when they lose arguments. It's pointless.
All right, we're going to leave that up there for now. Holy shit. I did not realize that was going to get that heated. I just don't understand how these people can lie about this situation. Like, why do they have to go to, like, oh, Israel is the most, they'll say Israel is an apartheid state. And like, no, Israel's not an apartheid state. It's the least apartheid state in all of the world. And, they'll say Israel's the IDF is the most moral army in the history of the world. Like all this Trumpian nonsense. Like, why do you have to go there? It makes you sound delusional. Like, just say, if you want to make an argument, say, well, make an in between, like, well, they're integrated in this way, but we acknowledge there's apartheid with Palestinians, and we obviously we could be doing better, and make a middle ground argument. You'll still be wrong, but like try to make a middle ground argument so that you don't sound like absolute lunatics. Anyway, wow, Max Blumenthal just absolutely cooked that whole panel.